Assalamu alaikum everyone. I am Arshia Nasreen, also known as Arshia Education Wali from Kampala, Uganda. I'm a level 1 student at Rahani AI Teachers Training Institute under the guidance of Miss Siram Mushtaq Education Wali and Miss Nargis Training Wali under batch 23. So, I welcome you all to my another inspiring episode of Talk with ChatGPT. I'm your host, and today we are exploring a powerful topic that can transform the way we think, we feel, and respond to our life's challenges. So, the power of positive thinking, how to reframe your mindset. This is our topic. So, our mindset shapes our reality, isn't it? The way we interpret events, setbacks, and opportunities can influence our happiness, success, and overall well being. So, staying positive is a very important thing in our lives. So we cannot ignore it's not about ignoring problems, it's about approaching them with a constructive and solution focused perspective today. So in this session we will discover how reframing our thoughts can help us overcome negatively, build resilience, and create a more fulfilling life. So let's begin with the Sesame tool. So let us call Miles today.
Hey, what's good?
Hey Miles, how are you there? How are you, Miles?
I'm doing great. Just cruising. What's on your mind today?
I'm here with the topic the power of positive thinking, how to reframe your mindset. I have some questions for you. Are you ready for that?
Always. Hit me with whatever you've got.
Okay, thanks for coming. So, my first question to you is, what is positive thinking and why is it important in our daily life?
Basically, it's not about pretending everything is sunshine and rainbows. It's more about how you handle the mess when things go sideways. Instead of spiraling into this is a disaster, it's more like this is a pain, but I can figure it out. It's important
Okay.
because if you spend your whole day expecting the worst, you're basically just stressing yourself out for no reason. It keeps you from getting paralyzed by the bad stuff so you can actually move forward. You've got a
Yes,
specific
that's
angle you're looking for in this. Got it.
yeah.
What's the next
My
question on your
next,
list?
yes. How does our mindset influence on our emotions and decisions?
It's like the lens you're looking through. If you decide a situation is a threat, you're going to feel anxious and probably play it safe. If you frame it as a challenge, you'll feel more energized and take a risk. Your brain basically just follows the script you give it.
Okay. Yes, of course. Thank you for sharing that.
It's kind of
So,
wild.
my next question to you is, what does it mean or reframe a negative thought?
It's basically just a mental flip. Instead of letting a negative thought just sit there and ruin your mood, you look at it from a different angle to find something useful. Like if you fail at something, instead of saying I'm a failure, you flip it to, okay, that didn't work. What's the actual lesson here? It's just taking the power away from the bad vibe.
Okay, thank you for the great answer. Let's move
Pretty
forward.
simple.
Why do people often focus more on negative experiences than positive ones?
It's basically just a survival instinct. Back in the day, ignoring a rustle in the bushes was a lot more dangerous than missing a piece of fruit on a tree. Your brain is just wired to prioritize the threats. It's a bit of a glitch in the modern world since most of our predators are now just awkward emails or stressful deadlines.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you for the
You feel
answer.
me?
So let's move forward for our next question. So, how can positive thinking help us deal with the stress and anxiety?
It basically acts like a buffer. When you're stressed, your brain goes into this fight or flight mode, which is a total energy drain. Positive thinking lets you step back and realize that while the situation sucks, it's not the end of the world. It lowers the volume on that panic so you can actually think clearly and find a way out instead of just feeling overwhelmed. You've ever felt that shift where you stop panicking and just go, all right, I can handle this?
Okay. So, can you give me some real examples on this?
Sure. Think about a job interview where you completely blow a question. Most people would spend the rest of the interview thinking, I'm ruining this. I'm out of the running. That's the spiral. A reframe would be, I messed up that one part, but I can still nail the rest and show them I'm actually a great fit. Or something smaller, like getting stuck in a massive traffic jam when you're already running late. You can either spend 40 minutes yelling at the steering wheel, which doesn't move the cars, or you can flip it to, well, I've got an extra 40 minutes to catch up on that podcast I've been liking. It's just about finding the one part of the situation that you actually have some control over.
Yes, yes, of course. Thank you for sharing. Let's move towards the next question. What are some common negative thought patterns that people should avoid?
There are a few big ones that usually trip people up. One is all or nothing thinking, where you feel like if it's not perfect, it's a total failure. Then there's catastrophizing, which is basically just jumping straight to the absolute worst case scenario. And a lot of people deal with mind reading, where you assume you know exactly why someone is annoyed with you without actually asking them. It's like your brain is writing a whole tragedy movie and you're the only one watching it. Any of those sound familiar?
Okay, thanks for sharing.
Fair
So
enough.
let's move towards our next question. So, my next question to you is, how can gratitude help in developing a positive mindset?
Gratitude is basically a cheat code for your brain. It forces you to stop scanning for threats and actually notice the things that aren't broken. When you make it a habit to find a few things you're thankful for, you're training your brain to look for the wins instead of the losses. It's not just being polite to the universe, it's
Sorry for disturbing
a
you,
legit way to shift.
Miles. Before telling the answer for this, can you explain our viewers the meaning of gratitude, please?
No worries at all. In simple terms, gratitude is just acknowledging the good stuff. It's that feeling when you realize something in your life is actually working or someone did something cool for you and you genuinely appreciate it. It's not about ignoring
Okay,
the bad, but just making sure the good doesn't get lost in the noise.
okay, okay. So
Got it. So back to that cheat
let's
code.
continue. Yeah, let's continue.
Right. So, like I was saying, gratitude basically trains your brain to stop obsessing over what's missing and start noticing what's actually there. It's like flipping a switch from this is all wrong to this is actually okay. Over time, that becomes your default setting, and the whole world just feels a bit less hostile.
Okay.
Do you have another one on the list?
Yes, I
You want to
have.
roll with these? What's
No.
next? I'm
So,
all ears.
yeah, my next question to you is, what role does self-talk play in shaping our confidence and outlook?
It's the most important conversation you have all day because it's the voice in your head that you never turn off. If you're constantly telling yourself you're not ready or that you're probably going to mess up, you're basically just programming yourself for failure before you even start. But if you shift that to, I've handled tough stuff before, I can figure this out, you're like building a foundation of confidence. Your brain believes whatever you tell it most often.
Okay, that was an amazing answer. Thank you for that. Let's move forward. How can someone stay positive during difficult times or failure?
It's all about the long game. You got to stop looking at the failure as a wall and start seeing it as a detour. The trick is to zoom out. Instead of obsessing over the moment you crash, you ask, does this actually matter in a year? Usually the answer is
Yes.
no. It's also about keeping the basics locked in, sleep, movement, some kind of routine, because it's a lot harder to be positive when you're running on empty. You
Okay,
just take the smallest possible win you can find and build from there.
absolutely. Thank you. So, what practical exercises can people use to reframe negative thoughts?
One of the best is the 3 column trick. You write down the negative thought in one column, the actual evidence for and against it in the second, and then a more balanced version in the third. It takes the emotion out of it and turns it into a logic puzzle. Another one is the friend test. Just ask yourself if you'd ever say the things you're thinking to a close friend. Usually, you'd be way more supportive with them than you are with yourself. Which one of those feels more your speed?
I think the second one. Okay, thank you for
The
sharing
friend test,
the.
right?
Yeah. Let's move towards the next question. Can positive thinking improve relationships and communication with others?
Definitely. It changes the energy you bring into the room. If you're expecting people to be difficult or judgmental, you're going to be defensive and they'll pick up on that vibe and act accordingly. But if you approach people with a more positive assumption, you're usually more open and patient. It basically creates a positive feedback loop where your openness makes them more relaxed and the whole conversation just flows better.
Okay, thanks for sharing. So let's move towards the next question. How can parents and teachers encourage positive thinking in children and students?
It's all about rewarding the effort, not just the result. Instead of saying, you're so smart, when a kid gets an A, you say, I can see how hard you worked on this. It teaches them that their success comes from their own actions, not some fixed trait they were born with. Also, just modeling it. Kids are like sponges. If they hear a parent or teacher casually reframe a mistake in front of them, like, whoops, I messed up this recipe, but now I know not to add that much salt next time, they learn that failing isn't a disaster, it's just data. Does that make sense for the audience you're thinking of?
Yes, absolutely. So my final question to you is, what is the first
Glad it
step
lands.
someone can take today to start transforming their mindset?
Hmm. Just start with one small win and try to overhaul your whole brain in a day. Just prove to yourself that you can flip the switch on one small thing. Once you nail that, the rest starts to feel a lot more doable.
Okay, thank you, Miles. Thank you for sharing your valuable insights with our audience and my students. I hope they have enjoyed this session and I hope they are going to implement these things in their daily life and they are going to stay positive and think positive. Okay, thank you, Miles. See you in the next session. Bye bye.
Anytime. It was a blast. Catch you later.
So thank you everyone for joining us in this meaningful discussion on the power of positive thinking, how to reframe your mindset. We have learned a lot. While we cannot always control what happens to us, we can control how we respond to it. By shifting our perspective, practicing gratitude, and replacing limiting thoughts with empowering ones, we can build a healthier and more optimistic mindset. Remember, every positive change begins with a single positive thought. If you have enjoyed this episode of Talk with ChatGPT, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful conversation with us. Until then, stay positive, stay motivated, and keep learning and keep growing. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.